Okay, everybody, welcome. It is the April 2025 market update, and I thought I would share a little bit about what's going on in our local MSA here in Florida. So, what we're looking at today are Sarasota and Manatee counties. We're going to look at the single family home inventory. I want to talk to you a little bit about what home prices are doing and also what's happening in the expired market and where are the buyers? So, without further ado, let me go ahead and share my screen and let's talk about what's happening here in Sarasota County. So, this is actually for single family homes in the entire MSA, which is our region of Northport, Sarasota, and Bradenton. So, for single family homes, you can see we have pretty much a balanced market overall. That's 6.1 months of inventory, and that is up almost 30% over the same time last year. So we do feel like we're seeing more homes on the market. Homes are sitting longer. You can see that the median time to sale is only a little bit longer over last year at the same time. Last spring, that's when things started to shift a little bit more. You can see that closed sales are roughly the same also. So homes are still selling, but what we are seeing is that it's the homes that are newer that require less in the way of renovation, less work, and they're priced well. So pricing is so key in this market because buyers have more options. And so they have more time to decide which properties they want. And given the option, if they can pick something they can move right into and not have to do any work, that's what we're seeing buyers choose. Now, in Sarasota County for the attached homes market, so that means something like a townhome, condo, villa. Again, these are March's numbers because our numbers are reported in arrears, but we have 9.7 months of inventory. So I am certain I would be shocked if it hasn't gone up even more once the April numbers come out in May. But that is full-blown buyer market territory. Now, buyers, we realize that mortgage interest rates are higher, and 80% of buyers are looking to take on a mortgage in this market. So, there are a couple of things. When you are interviewing the real estate advisor of choice, someone that you are seeing or evaluating if you should work with them, a couple of things you may want to ask. One, does that agent have a track record or tools to help find you off-market opportunities? Sometimes you can get a better deal on a property that isn't actively listed on the market. Those could be things like for sale by owners, could be properties that were previously listed and remain unsold. So maybe something like an expired listing, or perhaps you found a neighborhood you've zeroed in on that you just really love, and there's nothing actively listed on the market that fits your needs. A great agent has tools where they can prospect in that neighborhood and find out who might be willing to consider an offer. So that those are all services that I offer to buyers. We also have really creative strategies. My husband and I actually purchased a ranch utilizing seller financing. So, in a market like this where properties are taking longer to sell, some sellers will consider more creative options or maybe more flexible on pricing than in other markets. Now, the benefit of that is even though interest rates are higher right now, you can always refinance later. And it's about making your money when you purchase. So finding that great deal when you purchase. And then even if appreciation has slowed a little bit, I mean, we're certainly not looking at 10, 20% year over year. We're back more like 3, 4% appreciation. Then you're still accumulating wealth in that property. So if you want to have a conversation, reach out to me directly. I'm happy to explain any of those items in greater detail. Now, in Manatee County, for the townhouses and condos, we're looking at 8.2 months of inventory on the market. So up about 28% over last year. Closed sales are up a little bit more. We found that pricing seems to stabilized a bit more in Manatee County over Sarasota County. We're still seeing greater price reductions in Sarasota County versus Manatee County. Now, we also know that due to legislation changes and the rules for condos, Many condos have experienced an increase in their HOA fees. Some of those communities are age restrictive, meaning they're 55 plus. And a lot of those people that fall into that category would be on a fixed income. So the fact that the prices, yes, they've come down a little bit, but it's not enough to make up for those higher monthly dues. So this is just a look at the MSA as a whole. Now, I did some math today because I thought it would be interesting to look at the number of expired listings. I think that this is really interesting. So I looked at March 2024 to March 2025, and then I compared that to March 2023 over March 2024. So Manatee County's expired listings have gone up, this is for residential, have gone up 113%. So that's a lot. And then Sarasota County has gone up 96%. So that's a lot more homes that are listed on the market that remain unsold at the end of that listing agreement. So we know that even experienced agents in this market, I've had friends reach out to me that have been in the business way longer than I have, with concerns saying, like, we don't even know how to price properties anymore. The market will tell you if you're priced right. If you are getting showings on your listings or you are receiving offers, one, I always recommend to my sellers that they counter offer to any offer that they've received. So even if it seemed very low, let's see if we can make a deal come together. And if you're not getting any showings, any activity, then the market is rejecting your price. If you've done everything you can to make your home look as good as it possibly can, all properties will sell for the right price. So I hate to be that bearer of bad news, but with the market climate conditions, we've seen a lot of Canadian buyers pull out of the market due to the tariffs and changing things on the political scene. And there's just a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace right now. So I just encourage you to speak with a professional if you've got questions. It's never a bad time to buy the right piece of property. And so I'll just leave you with those encouraging words. I hope you have gotten some value out of today's market update. And again, you can always reach me directly, 941-402-7012. You can reply to this email. You can also follow me or comment on social media. So thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next month.